Welcome to WNS. This is week 30, July 24th through to July 28th. This is Lance the Bargain Stock Bounty Hunter back at you again with another great plays of the week. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I advising anyone to spend their money. This is only for educational purposes and only my opinion. Any money spent is at the individual's own discretion and not due to any information from me. So I got my guy Daz joining me again today, and I'm going to call out some good plays for the week. Let's talk about the market last week. We saw the NASDAQ, which typically is tech stocks, start to fall. We haven't seen 3 days in a row of pullbacks. And so we saw that. It's been a while. If we go back in history, recent history, look at the 1 year, 1 day, the last time we saw 3 days in a row was back in May. We saw 3 days in a row and it turned around, and then we saw it take off from there. So don't believe we'll see the same takeoff. I do believe we'll still see a little bit more pullback this week. We see the momentum starting to pull back. We also see, if we look at the momentum, going all the way back to where it was still resisting the 180-day SMA. We see the momentum starting to pull back consistently since that time. So it just gives us a view of how much overextension the market is. And so I do expect the market by Friday to be somewhere around for the NASDAQ to be somewhere around the 13,819 to the 14,002. So that's my expectation for the NASDAQ this week. So just something to be aware of if you're looking at tech stocks, to just look for some good prices coming in this week. Moving on to the New York Stock Exchange, and we are going to see a little bit different picture, and we see the momentum actually pulling up. Sorry, let me get the charts right. So since January, we see the momentum slightly pulling up into the New York Stock Exchange, and so we see also it's tracking. So we see the divergence in the MACD. That is bullish, and we see the actual Williams alligator. We see the prices are bullish here as well. Would expect to see a little bit of flattening this week. It is extending itself quite a bit more. So we'll see possibly around 16,156 to about 16,350 by Friday this week. So like what I'm seeing in the MACD and the momentum. And so let's look at plays of the week. And so this is my screener, my scanner that I use, that I developed myself. I've been using for quite a few years. So I'm looking at trend, I'm looking at true value, and also looking at what I call the cake range, which is kind of where the price wants to be for the most part, based on years worth of data. So Chegg is a company I want to call out this week. The trend at a 6, which is a really good trend. So that's a week over week price gains for 3-4 weeks in a row, actually. And so coming out a true value of $9.36 this week, 24 cents overpriced. And so let's look at Chegg. I think we can get in a lot cheaper than that this week. So Chegg is, let's look at, let's see, let's move this down on floating controls. So Chegg is it's an educational company, so they have academic course materials as well as career and personal skill development. So helps with grammar, writing fluency checks, checks punctuation and all that. So definitely in the educational realm. And so again, the price is pretty cheap. So $9.60 on Fridays where it ended out today. So let's look at a 1 year, 1 day, as I like to look at. So Chegg hit a high of $30.05 back in December 15th. Ever since then, this one has been falling quite a bit. It is making, they are making money on earnings reports. So they are being profitable there. They are not, definitely a lot of manipulation in stock. So this was not very steady or easy to find a great price point. We do see a huge manipulation drop on May 2nd. So the price dropped from 1751 to 928 roughly in a day. So that's a really, really big drop. So since then, let's see here, what that percentage is real quick. So you're looking at a drop of 48, almost 50% in one day. Pretty significant if you are investing in this company for a long term. I think for this week, though, I like what I'm seeing for a short-term hold. So we see since that day, this one's been slowly progressing up. It's been kind of attacking the blue, the 13-day EMA is what I see on the alligator chart here. I see a low of 855 on 628. And ever since then, this one's steady, been again climbing up. Just kind of balancing in between the slow progression bar here that I've got drawn. But for me, for this week, I like it at 9:15. I believe you can get in this week at 9:15, and by Friday, somewhere around 9:48 to about 10:15 is a good exit point for me. Also has earnings report coming up on 8/7, so that's why I'm kind of going a little short here as far as short term. I mean, as far as the short term hold, it doesn't seem to do well during the earnings report. So I'm concerned that it might drop a little bit more. So it could take off. It does seem to be, again, moving in a nice direction slowly. So that's kind of where I'm going this week is 9:15 for Chegg. That's what your call out for Chegg this week.
For me, I got down 875. So a little bit more bearish.
What's your thoughts on this company?
Um Overall, not too much. I know it's an academic company, school about to start back again. So following what you said, maybe after earnings, reevaluate.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think if you want to get in this week, I think 940 will come for sure if you just really want to get in.
Okay. Sounds good. Appreciate that. All right, moving on down the list. And we've got General Dynamics. And this is one of my favorite companies. I've traded before in the past. Great dividend company. We'll show you here in a minute. Very hard to find a good price point to get in General Dynamics, but I think there's no better time than this week and possibly next week. This one comes in a trend of a 4, really good trend up, 18 cents on sale, true value of $215.65. I typically don't call out stocks that are having earnings report this week. This one's kind of hard to pass up, though. This one does report earnings on the 26th. So just something to be aware of. But let's look at this one year, one day real quick. I don't know if I've called this one out before. I know I've traded this one in the past. But a beautiful stock, great company. Again, I mentioned dividends long term. They've paid out 126, 126, 132, and recently 132 in dividends per share. So not bad at all. They are in the military-based, so they're a defense company, aerospace. So of course, as we speak of war still going on in Ukraine and Russia, definitely still a good company to find profits in. And so looking at the 1 year, 1 day, 256.86 was its high back in December. See a nice little fall here since then, I would say. Hit a bottom of 202.35 back in May. And since then, actually had planned to call this one out back then. Since then, this one has turned around pretty nicely, making about 7.4% in about 49 days. See a pretty nice opportunity this week. I would probably wait to after earnings to get in here, but I think if it hits 212.23 tomorrow or Tuesday, I would start a position here and just hold for the long term. But I like it here, 212.23 this week, potential get out if you don't want to hold long at 215.91 to about 218.13. As I like to look at what I call the cake range, this purple line here, we see how many times it's touched off on it going back to April. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it's touched off there. So I feel pretty confident it's going to touch off there and then some. But 212.23 is a great price for this company. I've got a alert at 192.47 as far as a long-term projected price point to get in at again. But this week, 212.23, that's my price point. That's what your call out for General Dynamics this week.
Yeah, I got 203.50.
350. What's
I
your
don't really
thoughts
know
on
much about this one, but yeah, if I had to get in, I'd probably try to get in closer to the lows, the year lows.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts about General Dynamics?
No, not for me.
All right, moving on to the next one this week. We got WNS coming in at a trend of a 2, slight trend up, 17 cents overpriced at $71.23 true value. So let's look at the stocks on the charts on WNS. So never called out this company before, never traded this company before, but we'll go through real quick what it is. It's a limited Indian-based business process management company. So it looks like they pretty global. They're based in India, but they're in the Philippines, Poland, Romania, South Africa, Spain, Sri Lanka, Turkey. Basically, they work into automobile claims, kind of like an insurance company, basically. And so that's in a nutshell what WNS Holdings is. Let's look at 1 year, 1 day. So pretty nice chart as you see going back to last year. Pretty stable. Looks like some easy wins as far as trading. See a high of 94.96 touch off in April 3rd of this year. Then we see a drastic fall off in May. We're looking at about almost 23% in 15 days. So pretty big fall off. And since then, we've seen a lot of you see the volume in the background. That's the light gray bars in the background. That's the volume. See how much volume has been traded in this company. You see a lot of volatility coming in since that time frame. So, but here lately, I like what I'm seeing. You see Thursday, a lot of manipulation to pull the stock price down, and then you see a little slight turn up on Friday. Looks like it's resisting the 13-day EMA quite a bit. It's also that's a flag up sign, and we also see slightly. We see some a bullish divergence, right? So as it comes down here lower, and we see the MACD moving up, it's a sign of a bullish divergence, and so not a bad opportunity to take. Had a low of 67.34 on July 12th. I think 68.05 is a great price point this week. I think it can touch down there, and you can get out about 70.69 to 72.57 again for a short-term hold. I do believe it can cover this manipulation at 74.66 also as another great get out point. So I like what I'm seeing in the momentum and the MACD. So 68.05 is a great price point this week for WNS. That's what your call out for WNS this week.
Long term, I like it at 640, 64.31. But you're trading, I mean 68.99. I think is going to come this week.
68.99.
But like I said, I don't know too much about this one either, honestly. I actually never heard of it until I saw it on your spreadsheet.
I've been scanning it probably for maybe I'll say about 4 or 5 months when I first heard about it. I think when this happened here, that's when I first heard about it. So that was in May. So yeah, it was about May when I first heard about it. I think it was on StockTwits when I saw a lot of activity. So I was like, check this company out, start scanning it. So hadn't looked good until this week. So all right. Anything else about WNS?
No.
On to Tyson. Tyson Foods. Got a long-term play here, 1 to 3 month hold. Coming in at a trend of a two, again, a nice trend, a decent trend upward. A 71 cents overpriced at a true value of $51.95. So Tyson Foods is one I've called out earlier this year, and you'll see a lot of alerts and things on this one. I bought this one and traded it before. So let's look back at a recent price points we called out. So we called Tyson Foods out few times, like 60.08, 60.03, I think 59.52 dash. You had it on here. This one definitely came down in good buying range. We see it turn back up. I think I was able to get out around 61 something around that time frame. So it's a great time to buy back into Tyson Foods. I'm not holding it anymore. I sold all of my shares. Daz, I'm not sure if you're still holding yours. Are you still holding Tyson's? Or you sold all yours?
No, I don't have any.
Okay. Okay.
I'm thinking about really buying this week though.
It's hard to resist, man. So let's look at low, hit a low of, since we called out last time, hit a low of 47.11 on May 10th. And we see 2 huge days of manipulation. This one had 25 million shares, pulling the price down from 54.83 down to 50.02. And then we see that continue downward spiral to 47.11. Since then, it's pulled up to Friday, it's pulled up 11% in 72 days. Nice little progressive path up. Doesn't seem like a lot of manipulation here. We see the volume looks pretty steady, right? Which is kind of good. That's what we want to see when we want to get into the stock at these low prices. Looking at the the MACD, seeing a nice, obviously pull up as well. Momentum looks a little flat for the most part. I do think this week it is bullish also. So we see the green, the red, and the blue all in its correct order. So it is bullish going all the way back. It's been bullish since looks like the blue crossed over the red since really July 13th as far as full bullish. So I think 51.18 is a great price point. That's really touching down on this 13-day EMA this week in a possible pullback potential, and getting out by 51.98 to 52.81 by Friday. Definitely could hold this one a lot longer. This one pays dividends at 48 cents. They've already paid it out on May 31st. It does have earnings report coming up soon. So look, August 7th. So again, this one's a pretty good company. I've got a lot of alerts on here. I've got some alerts at 51.83, 49.81, and 46.50. So I've got, I'm prepared to start loading up in Tyson's if it does drop into these price points this week. But 51.18 is really my price point. I'd like to get in the best this week. I will definitely start making a position at 51.83 if it does hit that, though. So that's where I'm at with Tyson's this week. It's 51.18. Daz, what's your call out for Tyson's this week?
I got mine at 51.55 for this week.
Close.
Yeah, I think I'm a little more aggressive with them. I think 59.96 comes.
Okay.
Probably not this week, but long term. And the upside is 64.03.
So yeah, so you got this uncovered manipulation back at 54.56. So that one is definitely the next target zone, I would say. And then you said, would you say 59 something?
Oh no, 64.03.
64.3. Okay.
Oh,
So
excuse me. Yeah, I did say 59 though. 59.96 and 64.03. That's my two targets.
yep. Okay, makes sense. 64 there, 59.03 here. Yep. Okay. And that's that 180-day SMA that's highlighting here that's showing the 5903 that you're referring to. So, yeah, makes sense to me. All right. Anything more on Tyson's this week?
No, I think it's just 100% buy right here. It's the lowest in it's just close to its 5-year lows, I think. I'm pretty sure. I
Is that
looked at it
right?
last. Yes, yeah, 5-year lows was 42.57.
Wow. Okay.
It's not too far off. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah. And it almost hit that back in May with that 47.11. So, okay. Not bad at all. Earnings report will be pretty key for this one, I believe. And so if you want to hold through there, take the risk. I would think if it does swing up, it'll probably be a strong swing up. To what you were just saying, man. I think you could probably see 59 during that point. So
Only thing that scares me is just the 200 monthly moving average. It's down at 44.40. So, if maybe a bad earnings, they'll probably go back down there. But I don't know. I guess you just gotta wait and see.
yeah, on the weekly, I would say if looking at the weekly chart, it doesn't look very good as far as pull up long term. So to your point, it could pull down some more. That's why I got that 46.50 on here. All right, let's move on to next one on the list. Got Moderna on here coming in flat, $2.90 over price, true value of 123.53. Pulled out Moderna, called out Moderna a few times. So we'll look at some previous price points. Obviously, Moderna is a medical biotech company specializing in here recently into the COVID medication and vaccines. And so we had some call outs of 163.40, 160 and a half, 129.88, 120.73, 119.52. This one has really been all over the place, and these prices are going back to October, August of last year. But Moderna has seen a high of 12.17.25. I mean, pretty incredible, going all the way back to December. So going back to where we were calling it out, you've seen an increase of 60.5%. Looking around this range here, 77%, and then going all the way even to the $63 range, 34, 35%. So this one has climbed pretty nicely during that time frame. Since then, we've seen Moderna come back to those same levels, right? So we're looking at, we're in a different time frame as far as, illnesses and I guess, and, vaccines. And I don't think people are even talking about vaccines much anymore. So I believe that a lot of that's kind of pulled the price point down. If you look at earnings report, they have still been very profitable. Of course, profits have reduced significantly, but I think it's stabilized a little bit over the last couple weeks. And like what I'm seeing in the MACD, we see another bullish divergence. So we see the MACD pulling up, and we also see the price pulling down. And we see right here, last week, we see a cross up happen, and the the momentum's pulling down slightly here, based on what happened Friday. We see a lot of trades and a pullback Friday. But I like what I'm seeing here. I think at 118.91, and as I mentioned, there's some trades on the Nasdaq. I mentioned earlier the Nasdaq potentially will pull back some more this week. I think at 118.91, you've got an earnings report coming out on August 3rd. I believe 118.91 is a great price point. 123.19 to 127.24 if you want to get out this week, potentially. But definitely long-term hold. You can still hold this one at 118.91. But I think we want to go short-term, just hold it for a week if I can get in at 118.91. So that's my call out for Moderna this week is 118.91. Daz, what's your call out for Moderna this week?
Excuse me, I had it on mute. I'm playing off the lows of pretty much the 1 year. I think I got 116 even. I know the lows is 115.03 in the year, but I think just got some more room to fall. That's all.
Okay. This week you think you hit 116 this week?
No, that's just more of a broad. Honestly, I don't know what it'll do this week, man. Moderna's it's a little weird for me personally. It
Yeah,
could, it could, but I don't I don't think so. It might test the 117 low.
okay. Okay. I see the so it's showing some flags up. So we see touch the 13-day EMA twice here in May. See it touching June 5th, June 16th. We see it touch again July 5th, and then we see it finally cross up July 12th, 13th, touched off again the 18th, 19th. So it's really showing a lot of potential flags up with the MACD moving up. It could turn around. You got some uncovered manipulation here at 131.13 on June 16th, and you got some more uncovered on 140 at 140.99. 5 million shares traded right in that day. So it could take off. It could happen around earnings report. I don't know, but I definitely like it. 116 is good. I would definitely take on more there too, and it works good. And that's one on the we hadn't talked about this much, but the covered call strategy. Moderna is a good one to make good profits with over a 2 or 3 week period. So I think things turn out right for Moderna this week, price point wise. If it comes down this range, I might go a little heavy on it. Just FYI for me. All
Okay.
right. And then last but not least on the list this week, I believe, is Disney. So Disney comes in flat trend, 44 cents on sale, a true value of $87.62. Ended Friday at 87.18. Let's look at Disney. Disney is been a very controversial company here lately. A lot of political pressure, and stock price has definitely been beat up because of that. But Disney's been around for a long time. I believe it's been around for over 100 years, so I don't think it's going anywhere. So as most people are fearful and the prices are cheap, there's no better time to get in for a company that's going to be around. At least I believe it's going to be around for a while. Had a high of 126.48 back in August 16th. As we did some calling out on this company a few times, I think 2 weeks in a row, 88.50, 91.37, 89.66, hit a low of 84.07 on December 28th. And then this one turned around real nicely to return back to the 118 range. So the call out we made somewhere around that range, you're looking at about 29% since that time to 29 to 24% since we called it out before. So again, $89 range, $90 range, great price points, really, honestly. Did really well with Disney last week in trading. Plan on duplicating that this week again. So 85.02 looks like a really great price point. I see a lot of manipulation on July 17th, price moving from highs of 88.49 to a low of 85.30 on 34 million shares traded. That's manipulation, ladies and gentlemen, and we see that has not been covered. So you're looking at 88.47 as some potential coverage range. So 85.02, if it comes down to there, I think a good get out point or price point is 87.32 to 89.63 if you want to hold short term. It does have earnings report coming up soon on August 9th. Definitely wouldn't hurt to hold this one longer. The only thing downside, it doesn't pay dividends. It does not pay dividends. But again, this is a good company, at least I believe, and I believe it'll be around for a while. I am seeing some bullish divergence also. This price point's pulling down. We see the momentum and the MACD pulling up. So that gives us an opportunity to feel like this one could turn around pretty nicely. You've got the 180-day SMA touching around the 96 range. And so that's another opportunity for this one to come back to probably in the near future. And then the Chegg range is looking at about 110.68 to 156. So that's where the price wants to be. So really can't go wrong with Disney at these prices. It's really a steal. Honestly, probably the best sale that you'll probably find in the market going for a big company. So that's my call out for Disney this week. 8502. That's what your call out for Disney this week.
For me, I got down 82.27.
Ooh, 87. Okay, nice price. What are you seeing in the charts to pull that price out?
I think from that one, I went back a little bit and how can I don't know. I just let me pull my chart back up on it.
They hit a low of 8407. So imagine you went back, what, 4 or 5 years?
I went back 10 years actually for that one.
Oh, pulled it out. 10 years.
And let me see. I'm scrolling back right now. So I just went back 10 years around 2014.
Okay.
I just saw like some support levels and stuff from there. Like, but I mean I'm personally into Disney right now. I think I told you I got those I got the September 95 calls and I got some equity in it as well at
Okay.
I'm actually in it. I'm in at $90.46 to be even right now with Disney, which I may buy some more this week.
Bad. That's not bad. I do see the weeklies, to your point. I do see the weekly MACD pullback and momentum pullback looks pretty strong. It is pushing against the Williams alligator in a bearish mode. So 8227 is possible. But definitely not, and I've got this line here too. I'll show you because I had it on there, but I didn't really explain it. But I've got this regression line here going back to February 9th. And you see it kind of touched off here in March 13th. Hasn't touched back off on the bottom side of it, but I've got another line I pulled since that touch off to follow down, and that's where I've got my price point from. Is that so? If it breaks at 8502, I think you're right. 8227 is probably the next stop to come all the way down. So, yeah, I definitely see what you're saying there for sure.
And I'm factoring in just in case, some bad earnings. Disney got a lot. Like you said, they got some stuff going on, man. So
Yeah, and that earnings is what, 8, 9. So that's how many weeks away? So we're looking at 2 weeks away. So you can still get in and probably get out by then, make a little profit, kind of like I did last week. No shame in that because.
But yeah, I am a bull though. I am a bull in Disney. That's my stance.
All right.
I do want those options to turn around, but I'm getting hammered.
All right. Well, that's all I've got this week. And Daz, appreciate you joining me. Be looking out for again some more videos. I'm trying to get back in a rhythm of putting videos out weekly. Appreciate people watching the videos and sticking with us. Again, if you have any questions, any suggestions, put them in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, and share them with anyone who's interested in technical analysis, who needs some help, or just looking for good price points for some good stocks. But again, thank you for joining us, and have a good week trading.